Eugene.
Portions of this show are recorded. Strap in and be prepared.
I love growing the game. I can guarantee you, any other West Coast team that's watching this, I'm sure USC is gnashing their teeth right now saying, how come we couldn't have thought of this first?
Interesting guests.
It's Kelly Graves, Mike Parker, Coach Mark Waskowski, Melissa Lombardi.
Max Torres, El Toro, joining us.
Sharp opinions.
I think if you're a supporter of the NBA, that you should at least have some level of interest in the WNBA, because the things that interest you as a NBA fan should still interest you as a WNBA fan. That's just my opinion.
And some smiles.
Can you guess what position I played in football?
Left out?
No, I did not. Yeah, exactly. I had to think about that for a second. But yes, actually, I did not play. I was not big enough.
Goose tried to kill me today on the golf course.
Advance warning was given. It just apparently was not heard.
Okay.
I will dispute that in a court of law.
It's Danny Havel.
If you're driving and you're trying to do this in your head, pull off the side of the road. I don't need any accidents.
Justin Grossweiner.
I love to hear a coach go, we're going to focus on that bad 4-game stretch the rest of the season. We
and
will
make
never
sure that
do that again.
That might be a good point.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you could do that. Maybe that's another strategy.
Danny and Justin starts now on Fox Sports Eugene and Fox Sports Newport. Sitting in for Danny today, it's Goose, Steve Mims.
Welcome into the Danny and Justin Show on a Friday, June the 5th. The 49th year anniversary of the day the Portland Trailblazers won their lone NBA championship.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I did not.
I was
not alive.
I was 5 days away from being 6. I was 5 years and 358 days living in Portland and watched the game. I do have a memory of it. It might be my earliest memory of life when they beat the 76ers. So next year, I assume there will be a big celebration for the 50th anniversary, except that means that the owner would have to pay for like a big celebration, and that might not happen. But anyway, we digress from that one there. Welcome into the Danny and Justin Show. It is Friday. Danny is out. Danny is at Jane Sanders Stadium, where Hepner and Regis are currently playing in the 2A, 1A softball championship game. And then Danny has the 3A game as well. So if you're just one of those people who loves Danny's voice and you're like, I can't believe I don't get to hear his voice today, you can go to the OSA website and hear Danny out there at 3 o'clock at South Umpqua versus Vale. So those are the two games today. Hepner right now, do you know who the most famous grad from Hepner is?
You're going to make me sound ridiculous, but no.
Pat Kilkenny.
Okay, there you go.
Pat Kilkenny would be your most famous grad from Hepner. So if Danny's listening to the show, maybe he can sneak that in there. But South Umpqua in the softball today. South Umpqua also playing in the 3A baseball championship tomorrow against Taft. And for our listeners over in the Lincoln City, Newport area, we are going to have an interview with Taft head coach Dustin Hankins coming up today in the second segment as the Taft Tigers get ready to take on South Umpqua in the 3A title game tomorrow, 5 o'clock, PK Park. The reason that's important, Duck fans, if you want to see a future Duck, Dustin Hankins' son, Zach, is a left-handed pitcher for Taft who has committed and signed, I assume at this point, to play at Oregon next year. So he will make his final high school start tomorrow night at PK Park on the same field that he will be pitching next year for Oregon. So if Duck fans want to get out and get advanced preview, get out tomorrow night and watch Zach Hankins take on South Umpqua.
And if you want to know what it looks like statistically for a guy that's going to be a D1 athlete.
In 3A, it's
in
probably
3A
pretty
baseball,
dominant, I'm guessing.
Very dominant. So he's a two-way player. He's a first baseman and pitcher. And as a hitter, he has an 1176 OPS. And as a pitcher, he has, 65 innings. Do you want to know how many strikeouts he has in 65 innings?
Yes, like 118.
150.
Wow. That's
150 strikeouts, only 17 walks, 0 earned runs.
Wow.
0.
I've seen some small school 3A baseball before, and it's if you get a D1 pitcher on the mound, yes, there's not a lot of lineups that are going to put together rallies. But to not have one, bunt single,
nothing.
knock him over, bring him in is pretty amazing to have that. So,
but they're pretty dominant pitching staff all around. Like it's not just one guy in that pitching staff, but obviously if you have that sitting in your pen, or not even in their pen, they're going to start them a lot of times. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty dominant.
Yep. So Dustin Hankins will join us in the next segment and the final segment today. Big bets. So get on the phones when we go into the third segment. We'll come back, and Justin and Danny won't be here, so you and I will do big bets. We'll have Danny's, but he won't be here. We'll get through it quickly. We'll try to get by 3:40, have the phone lines open. So by 3:40, if you want to call in, we'd love to get a lot of people in here today for that one. So that's the schedule for today. Justin, today was a big day in my life. Something big happened today.
Okay. I'm glad you're here, by the way.
Thank you. That was part of the reason I wasn't sure I was going to be here. It wasn't work-related. It was. I estimate over the last 20 years, I have 2 children. Over the last 20 years, I have had 2,000 school drop-offs and pickups, at least in my life.
Uh-huh.
And today was the last
Wow.
one. My son's last day of high school. I dropped him off. I picked him up. And that's it. I got no more kids to pick up and drop off from school. So I think after 2,000
How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about it, actually.
You feel good about it, okay.
I don't need to sit in any more lines with annoying moms and dads who are trying to cut in front or having to get there 20 minutes ahead of time. I am more than happy to be done with school drop-offs and pickups. And so anyway, a big moment today, as I can officially say, no more drop-offs, no more pickups.
You did your time.
I did my time, and I am free as a bird. So that was good today. For you were interested today. There was some news out of the NFL where the Chicago Bears have inched closer to potentially moving the Chicago Bears to Hammond, Indiana, which sounds bizarre to people like me. It's like, wait a minute, how did Hammond get to? But Hammond's not too far away. But
right
take
across
us
the
through
border.
a little bit of an idea of the Chicago Bears moving to Hammond, Indiana. Is that a realistic thing? And just what would it mean? Is that really like moving to a small town? Is this John Cougar Mellencamp, small town Indiana?
It seems more. I don't know much about Hammond, Indiana as an actual place, but what I do know is that it's right across the border. It's a similar distance away from Arlington Heights, which is the other place that the Chicago Bears had been looking at for a place to move. And one of the reasons why they're looking to move, the area that Soldier Field is in right now, it's right next to the Natural History Museum. It's not the best location. Like, it's kind of hard to get there. It's not the easiest to park. Like, it's just not a great situation. And I think as well, there's been a trend toward new NFL stadiums to have a experience, right? Like, like the, I know at Lambeau Field, like there's like Titletown now, and you go and it's like a whole thing, and there's businesses, and I think that's kind of what they're trying to do. And it seems to me that they're having a hard time figuring out how to do that in the Chicago Metroland area. So this is where Hammond, Indiana comes in, and it does seem like it's fairly realistic because they released a statement today saying yesterday the Chicago Bears Board of Directors met and voted to advance our stadium development project in Hammond, Indiana, with the exact site to be selected. We believe a world-class stadium project in Hammond will transform the region connecting northwest Indiana to the south side of Chicago through the Loop and across neighborhoods and suburbs stretching north of the city. It will bring Chicagoland together and deliver new opportunities to its residents and businesses. So Chicagoland, for those that don't know, it is considered that like northwest Indiana area as well. There's a reason why there's a ton of Notre Dame fans, for instance, that are in Chicago. It's kind of like one of the bigger college football teams there. Champagne's much further actually away, I think, than South Bend. It's at least comparable. So, to me, it's ridiculous. It's just like unbelievable how you can't get your stuff together to basically make it so that you have the Chicago Bears, not even just in Chicago, like let alone Chicago. Like you're not even going to have it in the state. And I was seeing stuff today about like Schefter's tweeting out like, oh, this is going to be potentially the number 2 team in Indiana. It's like it's as little as it could be in Indiana as possible. Like, it's not Indiana. It's basically Chicago.
The tax collectors are in Indiana.
I'm sure it is. But no, it had me inspired today. I was so I think the situation is so ridiculous, and the idea that McCaskies, by the way, are not one of the richer families that own an NFL team, and there's like 11 children that are in charge of things. So it's not like you have one Tom Dundon that's making unilateral decisions. But I found it so ridiculous to me, and it just made me think of the Music Man and of the great song of Gary, Indiana. So I wrote my little version of Gary, Indiana, and I do not have the best singing voice, and so I had a lot of fun doing this, but I had a lot of fun, so here we go. Hammond, Indiana, Hammond, Indiana, Hammond, Indiana, let me say it once again. Hammond, Indiana, Hammond, Indiana, Hammond, Indiana, that's the new home of the Iceman. If you'd like to have a logical explanation how the McCaskies approved this elegant relocation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that has the space. Hammond, Indiana, not Louisiana, Arlington, or Chicago, but Hammond, Indiana, that's the Bears' sweet home. If you'd like to have a logical explanation how the monsters of the Midway handled relocation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that has the space. Hammond, Indiana, not Louisiana, Arlington, or Chicago, but Hammond, Indiana, that's the Bears' new sweet home. So there you go.
Wow.
There you go.
That was more than you way undersold yourself. You're
Did
a
I
much
really?
better singer than I thought. In fact, I think there's karaoke at the sidebar tonight at 5 if you want to go down there.
I've never done
and
karaoke.
sing it.
Could you believe that?
I think you could do well. And with apologies to Danny, I think whenever it comes time to enter your best episodes for the National Sports Show Awards of the year, this is going to be the one we were going to be entering because of that. So well done. Very well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, what can you say besides breaking out into song?
About that song? I don't know what I can say about either one at this point.
Either one. I find it just as ridiculous to move to Hammond, Indiana, as it is to me to sing a parody of Gary, Indiana, on my radio show.
Yeah, well, that clearly inspired you, but that was good. Well done on that one there. The only other real news today, and Oregon fans, you might just want to plug your ears or go to the bathroom or something, but Texas won the WCWS last night, and of course that means Mike White, former Oregon coach, got his second straight NC2A championship in his 7th and 8th years at Texas. I know that turns some Duck fans' stomach in different ways. Some blame Mike, some blame the administration, blah, blah, blah. But the fact is that Mike White has now won 2 NC2A championships. Congrats to Mike White. I know there are a lot of people in town who are friends of his who still like him. Mike was here a long time. He was a assistant at Oregon. He was a coach at Marist and around, so he's got a lot of friends in town. Congratulations to Mike White, and he and it was funny. You know, we've heard all this about Texas and Texas Tech are fighting to play in football, and Texas Tech wants to play, and Texas doesn't. It happened in softball, and again, you know, if you're Mike White, you know, you've been hearing for all year about how Texas Tech's buying the best team and this and that, and it probably feels pretty sweet to him to not only win another one, but to knock off Texas Tech in the process. No,
absolutely. I mean, I think this Texas Tech team was literally built to beat this Texas team. Yeah. And we talked with Travis the other day about how you almost can't do that because then you're going to leave yourself exposed against other teams. But I absolutely think that they did their best to beat this specific Texas team. But it just goes to show. I mean, Mike White, hell of a coach.
Yeah. Nope, absolutely. So credit to Mike White, who wins another one at Texas. All right, we're going to head to a break. When we come back, Dustin Hankins, head coach of Taft Baseball, will be joining the show to preview the 5A state final tomorrow against South Umpqua at PK Park at 5 o'clock. And then when we come back after that, it's going to be big bets. So get your dials ready to be calling in. We're going to want to have you on here coming up around 2:40 or so. All right, this is Steve Mims. I'm filling in for Danny. You're listening to the Danny and Singin' Justin show on Fox Sports Eugene and Fox Sports Newport.
Welcome back to the Danny and Justin radio show on a Friday. Fox Sports Eugene, Fox Sports Newport. Big Friday with big bets coming up in the last segment. And we continue our look into high school baseball in the state of Oregon and turn our attention to the 3A state championship game and the number 1 Taft Tigers. They face the South Umpqua Days Creek Lancers this Saturday, 5 p.m. at PK Park. And I now welcome in the head coach of the Tigers, Dustin Hankins, who has helped lead his team to a 28-1 record. Coach, first of all, congratulations on your team's success so far this postseason and for bringing the Tigers to their first ever championship game appearance.
Hey, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. We are excited. We've had a great run, and just amazing stuff going on here at Taft.
No, we're really excited as well. So to get there, it was a tight 2-1 victory over Warrenton in the semifinal as your son Zach homered in the bottom of the first inning and then also added a sacrifice fly. He and Lonnie West combined for 1 run on the pitching side. So let's just start here. What is your assessment of your team and the way they're playing as they head into the championship game?
Well, I mean, we're good. We're kind of based around our pitching staff, right? Like we allow very few runs, and then on the offensive side, we got a different guy each game that steps up and makes it happen. So we scratch a couple runs across, and we're gritty. We're young, but we play loose. We have fun, and they just seem to find a way each and every day.
So now that they're here, this team, in the Taft's first championship game appearance, what has been like your message for your team heading into the final game of the season?
I mean, it's the same baseball. It's the same bases. It's just another game. Play like it. Have fun. Play like we've been playing the entire year. Nothing's different except for the label. And we've accomplished more this season than anybody thought after graduating a large class last year. We're not satisfied yet, but we've done amazing things. So just be us.
You mentioned the strong pitching on your team. It was also a strong defensive performance last game as well, cutting down multiple runners at the plate to hold Warrenton to 1 run. Obviously key in that game with your team only scoring 2. So how much has defense been a focus on just what we were working on in practice during this postseason?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we start every day with our defensive stations and our fundy drills, and it's huge. Defense wins championships. It's kind of been a mantra of ours from Taft from the day I started coaching, and we put a big emphasis on it and kind of pride ourselves in that. In the game against Warrenton, we threw 2 guys out at home plate, which were huge for us early in the game. Hunter Hansen kind of misplays a ball a little bit in the outfield, bobbles it, but stays calm, cool, collected, picks it up, hoses the guy at home, and we stop the run there. And then later in the game, Hayden Weiss, freshman, playing shortstop for us. We got a runner on third, ground ball to him at short. He comes through, fires it home. Again, calm, cool, collected, not speeding himself up. So the defense has been huge. I mean, our pitching looks really good, but the defense helps make that look good.
Well, and as well, I mean, you have pitching, and sometimes you can make a great pitch, and a batter can just hit a great pitch. They'll hit it out of the park. Sometimes when you hit a ball 110 miles per hour, it goes right at somebody. But defense is something that you can control. It's something that you don't have to worry about any sort of luck or anything like that. So what does that say about your team and the mentality that they have at this point, being able to make those plays and, like you said, cool and calm under pressure?
Yeah, it's control the controllables, right? I mean, take care of the things that you can control. And then don't worry about things that are out of your hand. Baseball's a game of failure.
Yeah.
I mean, Hall of Fame guys at 300, so that's 70% failure rate. So we can't dwell on it. We can't think about it. It happens. It's going to happen. I mean, there's no such thing as perfect, right?
Absolutely.
So don't think about what you can't change. And that's anything that's in the past. Just be ready for the next one.
Well, and it's funny because you talk about failure being prevalent in the game of baseball, which is absolutely true. But your team overall hasn't had a lot of game failures, you might say. 28-1 on the season, undefeated until the third to last game of the season, until a 4-1 loss at Santiam Christian, which you faced also in the first round of the playoffs and got some revenge. So, what was that moment for you guys? You get to that point in the season, you get your first loss. Like, what was that sort of like, and how did your team respond from that moment?
It's almost a blessing in disguise. You start piling up wins like that, and that undefeated kind of creeps in the back of your mind, and it just adds another level of subconscious pressure. We kind of took it as like, okay, the monkey's off our back, reset, refocus, and let's get hungry again. Because honestly, you can get complacent, and not even being cocky, but you get a little bit complacent. You don't take maybe practice quite as serious. We're 26 or 25-0. Okay, wow, reality just hit. Let's get back to work. Let's take a deep breath, refocus, and get after it again.
Is there any way that you can counteract that besides taking a loss? Like, obviously, like, you don't want to do that, but I mean, is it just really the best medicine you can have?
Well, I mean, we preach every day that we're trying to get 1% better. Every practice, every swing, every rep we take, we're using it to try and get better. And the guys are really good at it and taking it serious, and while all keeping it light and fun, and it's a game, right? So it's supposed to be fun. But you don't really you don't realize that, okay, maybe I can go a little bit harder, and until you get kind of knocked around or punched in the face. And, you know, we always talk about, like, in baseball, you're going to get punched in the face. You're going to get knocked down. That's just a fact. Now, what are you going to do after that? Are you going to get back up, or are you going to lay on the ground?
I think it's the Mike Tyson quote, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. So certainly response for a team it's just huge, as the Taft Tigers are headed to their first championship game in baseball for the 3A state title game. Head coach of the Tigers, Dustin Hankins, joins us on the Danny and Justin radio program for a Friday on Fox Sports Eugene and Fox Sports Newport. So for those in our audience that don't know, your son Zach is committed to the University of Oregon. He's a two-way player right now for you guys with an 1176 OPS and 150 strikeouts and 65 innings. 0 earned runs on the season, 5 runs totaled. Thank you for the stats, by the way. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
What has it been like coaching your son, and when did you know that he could really go someplace in the game of baseball?
It's been amazing being able to have the opportunity to coach him. I was fortunate enough. I got to coach all 3 of my sons coming up through high school and in the youth leagues. And, you know, it's difficult because you got to make sure that, you know, it's a program-oriented first approach. Mm-hmm. And so the dad-son aspect is at home. So he probably gets more frustrated with me at practice than anybody else, just because we make it a point to, like, I'm your coach. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
So, but it's been amazing. And he's put in, you know, a phenomenal amount of work and effort. And but as far as, you know, kind of when we had an idea of where he was going to go, you know, as a parent, everyone's going to say, oh, the first time he picked up the ball, we knew it was something special. And, you know, he was good. He always played up, et cetera. But after his sophomore year, he had a really good campaign on the mound. And then going into that summer, kind of evolved into a little bit more of extensive travel ball into some of the bigger tournaments around the country. And that's when we kind of had an idea of, like, okay, this is starting to get real. You might be able to, you know, put some focus in this and have some opportunities.
And I got a chance this football season to talk to Jake Tolan, head coach for the Taft football team. And he obviously, Zach was a big contributor for that team as well. Wasn't able to be as committed because of his commitments to baseball, which I know that when I talked to Jake, like, he was like, hey, anything he can give to us is great. What was that sort of process like for him, just playing other sports, like obviously committing to baseball at a certain point, but, you know, how important has it been just for him in his development to be not just playing baseball, but to doing other things as well?
Well, well-rounded athlete. I mean, you talk to most all the big programs around the country, and they have all said at one point, like, they promote multi-sport athletes. They become well-rounded with their athleticism. And so it's always big. Like, our whole family is big into multi-sports. So he had always played multiple sports year-round until his senior year, and it was kind of after he had committed to Oregon, he decided, like, I don't think I'm going to play football, and had that conversation with Coach Tolan, which shout out to Jake. He did an amazing job with finding a balance that, not that we're giving a special treatment to this guy that just doesn't show up, and then all of a sudden he's there. Like, hey, here's kind of the routine that we're at. This is the plan. And then he's like, okay, well, let's figure out what can work and how we can make that beneficial for everybody. And so I think it turned out pretty good in that aspect, where he was able to, you know, commit as much time as possible to the football program while also taking care of what he needed to take care of outside of that with baseball.
Dustin Hankins, head coach for Taft Baseball, is with us here on the Danny and Justin program, Fox Sports Eugene and Fox Sports Newport. And maybe this is just me being a little sentimental, but isn't it a little poetic that you're going to be coaching Zach in his last high school game at PK Park, where he's going to be going to school at the University of Oregon?
I mean, a lot of stars had to align, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It's an experience that I will cherish for the rest of my life. You know, get to take off your hat and put on the new hat in the same spot. It's pretty amazing.
And the thing about baseball, the beauty of it is that, in my opinion at least, is it's the ultimate team sport for me. I know people talk about football and these other sports. For me, it's baseball, because you can't win with one guy. Talk about your team and in terms of the contributors. Like, you have Zach, but then you have a lot of guys 1 through 9 and in the field.
100%. I mean, we as a staff, we have a 0.8 ERA as a pitching staff. All right, and that's with Lonnie West, sophomore, that has been phenomenal for us on the mound. 97 strikeouts on the year. I think he's got a 0.5 ERA. He's pitched the second most innings on the team. And then Hayden Weiss, a freshman, again, a 0.5 ERA. In league, I think he had 36 strikeouts to 1 walk. So just kids that have bought in and are performing at a relatively young experience level, have stepped up, not missed a beat. And we've got our guys in the field. Logan Lavelle's our other senior, holds down center field for us. Phenomenal kid. He's going to join the Army after high school. So he's just living it and loving it, bought in. James Tolan settled into our starting third baseman, freshman, 3-sport varsity athlete for us at Taft here. Alejandro Hernandez, first base DH for us, sophomore. Levi Lillebo, second baseman, sophomore. Hunter Hansen, left fielder, sophomore.
Wow.
Lonnie West, right field, sophomore. And Callan West, catcher, sophomore. So we're young, and I think the biggest difference of this team this year is there's no egos. There's no what about me's. It's what can I do for the team to help the team. We've got some guys that, there are our courtesy runners, our pinch runners. They get in situational at bats or in the game, and they don't cry, whine, complain. Mm-hmm. They're ready to go when their name gets called. If it's to do charts for the day, they take the best charts that you've ever seen. They're bought in. They just want to see the team succeed any way and anyhow. And it's been amazing. It's been such a refreshing cold drink of water to see this group of kids and how they've bonded and just care about each other so much.
And can there be a benefit to having a young team? Like, I know that there's the inexperience factor, but like, there's almost a sense of like, you don't know that you're not supposed to do this, right?
100%. And don't get me wrong. We've taken our lumps in the inexperience department. And that's just part of it, having a young team. But they don't know that they're supposed to be good. Like, they don't know that they're supposed to be the number one team in state. So they just show up, they play hard, and they have fun. I mean, you'll see them playing hacky sack before the semifinal game. And it's just part of it. They love it. They have fun. They go out. They have their meeting in center field just as a team every single day. They go over what they need to do, who did something that maybe they shouldn't have done, and they fix it without our staff having to get involved. So it's been pretty dang cool.
A couple more questions for you, Coach. I don't want you to give away your scout or anything like that, but what are you seeing in South Umpqua, Days Creek, the Lancers, after their performance over Cresswell heading into this championship game?
Yeah, they're scrappy. They swing the bat well. They don't strike out a lot. They put the ball in play. They're a little bit traditional in the sense of they'll get them on and then try and get them over and then get them in with some bunting and then try and hit a sac fly. So they're a well-coached team. They've got program experience. Their arms throw strikes. They've got some deceptive looks. So we'll see. We just got to battle and not try and do too much. I think that we'll have a real good game.
So final game. I would have to assume this is an all-hands-on-deck situation. Like, what does that look like for you guys? Like, what does that sort of all-in for one game sort of thing look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky. We got all our arms ready to go. Everybody's healthy. So it's every guy, however long, whatever we need, we're in it. It's the last game of the season. So if we got a guy that can go the whole game, great. If he goes an inning, and we got the next guy ready to go.
Well, Coach, we're thrilled that you're there. We're also thrilled that you're here on the Danny and Justin radio program. Again, sorry that Danny isn't here to enjoy this conversation with us, but I've had a really good time chatting with you. Really appreciate your time. So best of luck to you, not only as a coach, but also as a father. I want to make sure I add that as well. We'll make sure to take good care of Zach when he's here in Eugene next year. But for now, we'll see you out here for PK Park on Saturday for the 3A state title game. So good luck against the Lancers.
Hey, Justin, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Thanks for the coverage. And, look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.
It is absolutely my pleasure to cover this Taft Tigers baseball program as they make their way to the 3A state championship game. So thank you to Coach Dustin Hankins once again for his time spending with us here on the Danny and Justin radio program for a Friday. So get locked and loaded, folks. It's big bets time after this break. Goose will be here in studio. You're listening to the Danny and Justin Show on Fox Sports Eugene and Fox Sports Newport.
These guys think they know sports.
You think you're better than me?
The winners, the losers. Let's put their knowledge to the test.
Prove it!
It's time for Big Bets, presented by Coquel Casino Resort.
All right, welcome into the Danny and Justin Show. It is your weekly Big Bets segment, sponsored by Coquel Casino. And I got to go off the top of my head for this one, but if me or you or Danny or Laura win, then Special Olympics of
South
Coast gets $100. And if one of our callers wins, they get a 2-night stay with $100 that can't be used on sports betting, but $100 of betting at Coquel Casino. So everybody wins. So if you want to be first in line, you can call in right now, 541-343-KORE. 541-343-KORE. You can call in and get first in line. We'll get to you here in a couple minutes after we go through our host picks. All right, first off, thanks to Dustin Hankins for joining us. That was really cool. Again, Duck fans who want to see future Duck Zach Hankins pitch, 5 o'clock tomorrow against South Umpqua Days Creek. Get there earlier than that. Good luck tomorrow to Thurston.
Yep.
Dennis Minyam came on. Thurston is paying at 1:30 tomorrow. Yep. And their ace, Grady Saunders, I believe he can throw 25 pitches because he threw 6 2/3 the other day, so there's a pitch limit. So I don't know if they start him for 25 or if you bring him at the end. But anyway, so Beaver fans who want to see a future pitcher, Grady Saunders, and then we'll be there 1:30 against Central. And can't leave out Marist. Marist is in the 4A title game up in Salem, Kaiser, tomorrow night at 7:30. So good luck to all the local teams in that. All right, big bets. We will go ahead and get started. And we're going to start it off with college baseball. I think this is our first college baseball we've had of the year. It is Ole Miss at Auburn, an SEC matchup. And the best thing about this for you, Justin, is that an SEC team is going to lose and not go to Omaha.
I don't have to worry about that. It's just I'm just choosing between SEC teams.
One of them is going to go to Omaha. So Auburn, Ole Miss. I am going to go ahead and start this one off. I'm going to take Auburn. It's at Auburn. They kind of got scared last week. They had a real scare last week, but survived their regional. So I am going to say that Auburn wins that one. And Danny has gone on the opposite end, and he's taken Ole Miss. So Danny has Ole Miss. I have Auburn. What say you?
So you think they're going to be scared straight?
Yes, I do.
I think you're right. I think I'm going to go with Auburn as well.
Okay, so Auburn for Justin. And Laura has taken Auburn as well. So we have 3 Auburns there and an Ole Miss. All right, moving on to baseball. We have the St. Louis Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati Reds are throwing Brady Singer tonight, and the St. Louis Cardinals are throwing Kyle Leahy. I will start this one off and say it is Kyle Leahy and the Cardinals. I know that'll make you mad because you hate the Cardinals, but give me St. Louis tonight. And Danny, much to your thrill, is taking the Reds. So Danny is taking Cincy. And Laura is taking the Cardinals.
Yeah.
How about you?
I might as well follow suit. I honestly probably think the Cardinals will win this game, but I'm going to go with the Reds.
Good. All right. Then take the Reds. You and Danny can die on that anti-Cardinal hill out there. All right. Continuing some more baseball. It is the White Sox at the Phillies. The surprising White Sox, better than most people think.
Which, by the way, have the same record as the Phillies.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I picked this game.
And I know the Phillies have Jesus Luzardo going tonight. We'll start this one off with you. White Sox at Phillies. What do you got?
I'm going to go with the Phillies. Murakami's injured. I like the way the Phillies have been playing recently. Had a terrible start, fired their manager, and I'm a big Schwarber guy, so I'll go with the Phillies.
They do have Kyle Schwarber. All right, Danny takes Philly. Laura takes the White Sox. Give me the Phillies. I think Luzardo's a good pitcher. I'm just not used to the White Sox being good at this point. I'm so used to them always being terrible.
Historically bad.
I can't wrap my head around picking the White Sox, so I'm going to take the Phillies in that one there as well. All right, last baseball game that we're doing is Orioles at Blue Jays. I know that World Series hero Trey Yesavage is on the mound for the Blue Jays tonight. We'll start it off with Danny. Danny is taking Toronto. I am going to take Toronto as well because I think home teams and Trey Savage is the right mix. Laura, however, goes with the Baltimore Orioles. How about you?
Well, first of all, Battle of the Birds.
Yes.
And another battle of teams with the exact same record, both 30 and 33. So despite the fact Toronto, coming off this World Series appearance, hasn't been the best start for them, I'm going to go with the Orioles.
Orioles, okay. So you and Laura are in lockstep there on the Orioles. All right, now our last one, we're going to go to the NBA Finals, and I assume this is tonight's game.
Correct.
Knicks at Spurs, Game 2, and we're going to do the over-under on this one. You got to pick your over-under on this one. We will start it off with you, Justin. Who are you taking?
Yeah, I guess the question is anybody willing to take the Knicks after winning Game 1 and knowing that the Spurs really, really need to win this one? I'm not going to be that person. No. I'm going to take the Spurs. I still think they're going to win this series. And for my total, I'll just start it off easy. I'll go with a nice 210. 210.
Okay. Danny took the Spurs, and he took 220.
Okay, so I didn't even look at that. So that's I wasn't cheating.
Got 220. Laura takes the Spurs. I'm with you on this one.
She has 207, by the way.
She has 207. Okay. I am going to go with. I'm going to go the Spurs too. I just don't see this thing being 0-2 going back to New York.
Same.
I said I thought that New York would win Game 1 because I thought they had the rest and this and that. I think this is the Wemby bounce-back game. They come back and get it tonight. I do think the Knicks win the series, though, as I
know
said
you do.
The other day.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with my Knicks in 6, but that means they could lose tonight. So we are all on the Spurs for tonight. Give me 202.
All right, low scoring.
202. Low scoring game tonight. 202. So, all right, we are going to head to the phone lines. Again, the phone number 541-343-KORE. That's 541-343-KORE. Who we got?
We got Steve from Eugene.
What's up, Steve? How you doing?
I'm good. Never give up.
Never give up, man. Keep fighting. You'll get your 2 nights at Coke Wheel Casino soon enough.
It'll cost me more if I win. All right.
Good point. All right, let's get you going here. College baseball, Super Regional, Ole Miss at Auburn.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, okay. And we're going down to MLB now. Reds at Cardinals.
I'll take the Cards.
St. Louis, all right. And continue at Major League Baseball. White Sox, Phillies.
Chi Sox.
All right, Chicago White Sox. You are joining Laura on that one there. Orioles, Blue Jays.
Toronto.
Toronto. And last but not least, NBA Finals Game 2 tonight. Knicks at Spurs. Give us a winner and a total points.
New York, 215.
All right, we got our first New York and 215. Awesome, man. Hey, thanks, Steve, for playing and calling in.
Thanks a bunch.
All right, You got it. All right, that opens up a phone line, 541-343-KORE, 541-343-KORE.
I just want to say, very appropriate pronunciation of the word Toronto.
Yes.
He did it great.
Yes.
I didn't even think I did it well there.
He might have a future in radio.
Yeah.
Who knows? That's one there. So we've got 5 of us in now, and we've tried to leave some time here. We got about 10 minutes left, so let's fill up that phone line, 541-343-KORE. Again, 541-343-KORE. All right, the NBA Finals tonight is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a great TV weekend. The Ducks and Texas are on ESPN the next 2 nights. All right, let's get back to the phones.
All right, we got Brad.
Brad, what's up, Brad?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
I'm good,
Doing
man.
good.
I know you had your daughter's college graduation 2 weeks ago. I got my son's high school one tomorrow. So let's get through grad season together.
Totally. Congratulations, man.
Awesome. You as well. All right, let's get going. College Worlds or College Super Regional. Ole Miss at
Auburn.
Auburn, all right. He's taking Auburn. And how about Reds Cardinals?
St. Louis.
St. Louis. And White Sox Phillies.
The Fighting Riku Nishidas.
There's a little
There we
Oregon
go.
baseball history for us. How about Orioles Blue Jays? You do the Fighting Adley Rutschmans?
Hey, I grew up outside of D.C. The O's are my team. I would get strung up if I did not pick them. So I'm a lifelong Orioles fan.
Okay, well, now we know.
They're my pick.
All right, there's the O's. And how about Game 2 tonight?
Spurs all the way. They've bounced back pretty well after getting beat.
And what's your total?
222.
All right, a little bit on the overside. All right, 222. Brad, have a great weekend.
You too. Take care.
All right, thanks, man. That is Brad. 541-343-KORE, 541-343-KORE. I know you guys talked a lot of Oregon, Texas yesterday. You had the voice of the Longhorns on. It sounds like there could be some weather, which it feels like we go to all these sunny places this time of year for College World Series and Softball World Series, and we have like thunder and lightning everywhere, but it sounds like there could be some thunderstorms coming into Austin tomorrow night, which is a bummer because the game. It's not like the games can be delayed and played. They're already starting, I think, 5 and 6 o'clock the next 2 nights. So
it looks like there's going to be some rain earlier in the day, and then you said the game's starting at 5?
I think it's 5 tomorrow.
I think you're right. I think that if it gets to be about 8:30 is when we might see some more precipitation. And I think that there's a chance of it regardless of the time, but it's a lot higher in those spots. But we'll see. I mean, Danny made a funny joke about I guess the home plate is slanted. Like there's like a literal like slant coming in, which apparently is a unique thing. They're getting rid of that. But Danny made a funny joke about that the rain will just slide off of it.
Yeah,
which is true.
I guess it would. So anyway, I'm excited to watch that, but I'm hopeful that it's going to start somewhat on time. And I'm also excited to see if there's a Game 3 on Monday. I was telling you, I love matinee baseball. If we had like a 1 o'clock first pitch on ESPN, that would be pretty exciting for a Monday one if it comes down to it. And I do think as soon as going 3.
Yeah.
And I think Oregon's got a great chance to win it, too. I
do, too.
And I think Game 3 is great for Oregon, too, because I think they got enough pitching to get through a Game 3. 541-343-KORE, 541-343-KORE. Give us a buzz, and we will get you in here. You got about 3 or 4 minutes left here to get you on for our big bets this week. And right now we've got a heavy Spurs lean. We've got a 4-2 advantage for Auburn. We've got St. Louis with a 4-2 advantage over the Reds. And we've got Phillies and White Sox are actually split right now. And the Orioles and the O's are split. So we brought baseball in. It's more difficult, but it also seems to be a lot more even as well.
It is. I mean, even with some matchups that we look at and go, oh, like this pitching matchup wins, and then the guy will go out and pitch well, the relievers will blow it. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
Yep. Or we say, I'm worried that Garrett Cole's going to do anything. Garrett Cole goes out and breaks pitch.
Exactly.
Pitch is great, but I can't get that one down there. So I'm excited to watch Knicks and Spurs tonight, though. And I love college baseball. I was watching Cal Poly versus West Virginia earlier today. I love this weekend because, and the same thing last weekend with the softball regionals. It's like ESPN 9 a.m. You're not having to watch these talk TV shows and talking about nothing. Instead, you get some live sports on there, which I think is cool. I was telling you that Troy and Little Rock are playing in a super regional. Both upset the host team last week at regionals. So either Troy or Little Rock is going to be in the College World Series. And another little known fact, which I love to throw out on this show, Little Rock head coach Chris Curry, 1999 catcher for your Eugene Emeralds.
Well, there you go. You know all these things.
He was out of Mississippi State, was drafted by the Cubs. That's when they were a Cubs franchise. Right. And I had kind of lost track of him. I hadn't even thought about him. And I saw last year they got to a regional, and now this year they're in a super regional. And again, when you turn on your College World Series next week, you heard it here first. You are going to see Troy or Little Rock in there. It's not going to be 8 Blue Bloods. You're going to have an upset in there, and it'll either be Troy or Little Rock. So excited for that one there. 541-343-KORE, 541-343-KORE. Give us a call. You got a couple minutes left to get in for big bets.
I was just going to say, Troy up 5-1 now after a 5-run bottom of the second inning.
Wow.
So between those two teams, like you said, one of them will make it to the College World Series. USC is in the midst of a comeback right now, by the way. They were down 5-3. They are now up 9-5 in the top of the 7th inning in the Chapel Hill Super Regional.
Okay. So they're playing North Carolina. Mm-hmm. And I know that Cal Poly, I think, lost. They were down like 8-1 today.
12-2 is the final.
Okay. I was rooting for Cal Poly. My son took a college visit down there, so we went and checked out Cal Poly, and they knocked out UCLA, who was the number 1 overall seed. So when we get to Omaha, UCLA, with its 51-4 record, won't be there, but Troy or Little Rock will be there. And that's the beauty of these regionals. Like I say, Cal Poly got out and got in there, and they were playing West Virginia today and singing Country Roads on there. So
Troy's barely over 500. They're 36-30 on the season.
And I can't imagine their schedule was that tough. I'm sure they probably played in Alabama a few times, but I can't imagine That's cool. Those are the stories that are fun.
But it's all about peaking at the right time. Like it literally doesn't matter how many losses you have. If you have, a pitcher, like you see this times where someone will learn a pitch heading into the super regional, and all of a sudden, like they're unbelievable. And it's just how it goes in this sort of level. Yeah,
and you can see that sometimes. So not so much in softball. Like the Cinderella in softball this year was Mississippi State. Getting there through. It's like. All right, that's
We're
still
very
an
familiar.
SEC team. That's not exactly a Cinderella.
Exactly.
Troy or Little Rock getting into Omaha is going to be a different one. All right, we got about 1 minute left. Last chance if you want to get in for big bets. 541-343-KORE, 541-343-KORE. We're going to cut this thing off in about a minute. So give us a call now if you want to get in and get your chance to get a 2-night stay at Coquel Casino in Coos Bay, North Bend. And or if you don't win, $100 can go to Special Olympics. So last chance, give us a call, 541-343-KORE, and that will be your last opportunity in there. All right, well, Danny is first game he had out there, Hefner Ione run-ruled Regis. 16-14, Hefner Ione defeated Regis out at Jane Sanders Stadium. And the next game he has coming up is going to be South Umpqua and Vale, and that's coming up at 3 o'clock. So if you get home and you just missed hearing Danny's voice, you can go ahead and listen to that. All right, we're going to cut this thing off here. No more calls today for Big Bets. We've got our 6 entries all locked in, 4 here from the station and 2 others. So good luck to Brad and Steve from Eugene as they try to knock us off. I know you had a rough one last week. I think you went 1-4. I went 3-2, so I gained 2 on you, but I think I was 4 back of you. So I think I'm still like 2 back of you. But
do we want to get one more in?
Yeah, if we got somebody on the line, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
All right, who we got?
We got Kai.
All right, Kai, welcome in. Thanks for calling.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, let's run through this. Super Regional, Ole Miss at Auburn. Who you got?
Give me the Rebels.
All right, taking Ole Miss. And how about moving on to MLB, the Reds at the Cardinals?
I'll take the Reds.
All right, Cincy Reds. White Sox at Phillies.
White Sox.
Chicago White Sox. Orioles at Blue Jays.
Give me the Blue Jays.
All right, Toronto. And NBA Finals Game 2 tonight. Spurs are hosting the Knicks. Who you got?
Give me the Knicks and 125.
All right.
Wait, 125? 225. Okay, I was going to say. We will give you a 225. All right, Kai. Hey, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, fellas. Have a great day.
You bet.
Thank you.
All right, we will cut off Big Bets there. Boy, I've been known for going low on some, but I was really going to give Kai some credit there. If he was looking at a 63-62 game tonight, that would have been something. But
I wonder if that probably wouldn't have been a record. But I'm sure it would have been a record for the last 30 years.
Yes. And Kai ends up getting the high at 225, and as usual, I'm the low at 202. So we are set up there for Big Bets. All right, and everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Again, thanks a lot to Dustin Hankins, the Taft High coach. Good luck to Taft High and everybody listening out there on Fox Sports Newport who are making the trip over. Safe travels over tomorrow from Lincoln City and watch the Taft Tigers and South Umpqua Days Creek face off at 5 o'clock. And locally, we wish Thurston Colts and Coastal Minium good luck as they play at 1:30 tomorrow at PK. And Marist is up 7:30 tomorrow night at Roto-Rooter Park. It used to be it used to be Volcano Stadium.
I know.
You've driven by it 100 times, but now
I broadcasted in it.
Have you?
Yeah,
okay.
I called a couple games in 2023, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw some. I forgot what he was drafted by the Royals, the high school pitcher. I forgot his name.
Okay.
Out of Jesuit.
Oh yeah. So Roto-Rooter Park for Marist. So good luck to Marist on there. All right. Well, Danny will be back in next week, we think.
I hope so.
We got a full week of shows. Everything's on board for next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out next week. I am going to college visit with my son next Friday. So I will have to do what Danny did today. I will give you my picks. I'm making the picks because it's just me and you volleying back and forth because the third wheel is too chicken to pick games anymore. So I will send you the games and I will send you my picks, but I will not be able to appear on the show next Friday to the detriment of everybody who's out there listening, I'm sure. But hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in all week. A bunch of great guests this week. Again, Dennis Minion was on. We had the Travis Demers. We had the voice of Texas. And, of course, Dustin Hankins today. And Mark Wasikowski, who is 4 in a row. Hopefully, We'll hear Mark Wasikowski next week,
pretty
fifth
good.
in a row, previewing College World Series. All right, this is Steve Mims filling in for Danny. You're listening to the Danny and Justin Show. It's on Fox Sports Eugene.